This is Dead Space 2, a sequel to the ever-popular Dead Space, released back in late 2008. I'm just gonna go out and say it. If you like the first Dead Space, then you'll love Dead Space 2. It took all of the scary, horrific moments from the first game and implemented them into the sequel in much more creative ways this time around. Now, not only will you be jumping out of your seat due to the random necromorphs that'll pop out at any second, but also by Isaac's tendency to have creepy hallucinations, as well as random actions by the environment. Dead Space 2 starts as Isaac recovers from a coma and is instantly immersed into hell aboard the city ship Sprawl, as hordes of necromorphs devour the remaining civilians who hadn't been fortunate enough to evacuate. Apparently, Isaac and an insane acquaintance, Strauss, have rebuilt the marker and have basically recreated the events from the USG Ishimura. Unfortunately, Isaac doesn't remember any of this, and so he is now relying on Strauss to reach the marker and destroy it. The gameplay in Dead Space 2 is a lot of the same, with some minor tweaks to the formula that add some new creative elements to the game. Isaac now has the ability to fly around with his jetpack in Zero-G, and many of the new necromorphs in the game are a lot smarter than others and will actually hunt you down. There's a larger variety of weapons to purchase in the store, such as a javelin gun, which shoots spears that clip your enemies to the walls, as well as a grenade launcher that, well, does what every good grenade launcher does. As well as the gameplay and new content, there's also a wider variety of environments in the game as well, and while this department is much better than that of the first game, then it's still short from amazing. Basically, the single player component adds a lot of new content to the game, and is considerably longer than that of the first Dead Space. So now let's move on to the multiplayer. In multiplayer, you will be chosen to play as either a human or a necromorph. As a human, your goal is to reach different locations in the map and carry certain objectives to yet another location on the opposite side. The necromorph's goal in this is relatively simple: keep as many of the humans as possible away from reaching their objective. The multiplayer in Dead Space 2 is a lot of fun and will serve as a great pastime after you've beaten the game, but it's certainly not anything worth distracting you from the main story. In the end, if you found the first Dead Space even remotely enjoyable, then you'll definitely want to give Dead Space 2 a go.